XRP was just denied. The judge on the SEC case denied Ripple and SEC's request to end the case early. I want to explain why that is. I also want to go through why 10,000 XRP will set you apart from most people, like 99% of people in the world. Why you will be wealthier than 99% of people in the world, and it might be simpler than you think. It might make a lot of sense to you at the end of this video. And even if you don't like XRP, what I'm saying is still true. So let's go through that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade XRP, there's a link underneath the video to Bydfi. You can actually trade XRP with XRP as collateral, which is really cool. You can try this coin M, so you can actually get rewarded in XRP. Also, BLOFIN, there's a link to this underneath the video. They have a special trading competition where you can win a CYBERTRUCK. They also have coin M. So you can go down to futures, and again, you can trade and sell your leverage positions in XRP or Bitcoin or Solana, whatever you want, but it can actually give you better returns. So check that out. Also, there is a link to my Telegram channel underneath the video. I publish some videos early in there, like I'm going to publish this video early in there. I do some exclusive videos as well, and talk about my trades a little bit as well. Now, the judge just denied Ripple and SEC's request to end the XRP case early. This is causing XRP to fall down a little bit. You can see it's down about 3%, not a huge amount by any means, but I think some people are thrown off and questioning why this is. To be clear, the article that's listed under Watcher Guru does not really explain why this is. I do have the reason why, but let's see what this means going forward. This crypto regulation news development extends the regulatory uncertainty period that has already characterized the digital asset sector for a while. The judge denies Ripple SEC's motion for expedited resolution, which means both parties must continue preparing for potential trial proceedings. Okay, so just more uncertainty. It's longer. Everyone that's been waiting for this has to wait longer, which is really frustrating since both sides wanted to get this done, and it's been going for like 5 years. Now, someone asked Grok why this is. What's the judge's reasoning? And it makes sense. Judge Torres denied Ripple and the SEC's request to end the case early due to procedural errors. The motion, filed under Rule 60, failed to address the heavy burden required to vacate an injunction, as it was improperly presented as a settlement approval. Both parties intend to refile correctly, but the decision prolongs uncertainty for the crypto industry. So that maybe makes sense. Maybe they filed this improperly or didn't have enough reasoning, something like that. Again, it's unfortunate, but hopefully this gets cleared up. Obviously, the administration is very pro-crypto, and hopefully this resolves fairly quickly. Now, I saw a video recently, Money Rules Investing Tips. He talks about Bitcoin, XRP, and he was going through, if you own 10,000 XRP, you're going to be one of the top percent in the world, right? Most people will never own more than you. And after watching the video, I was a bit inspired because I think there's a good point here. Now, I'm not saying that just that 10,000 XRP is necessarily going to make you the richest person in the world or be able to make you retire next year or anything like that. If you own $5 million worth of XRP and you had 10,000 XRP, you need each token to be worth $500, which is a 250x from here. That's massive. What I am saying is you're doing much better than most people. The median savings in the US between checking account, savings, money market, etc., is $5,400 for those under 35 and $7,500 for people, older than that, basically. Keep in mind, average net worth, or let's say median net worth of an individual is higher than this. But most people have the majority of their wealth in retirement accounts and their home equity, kind of forced savings plans. If you have XRP, there's a 99.9999% chance that you're holding that in like a brokerage account, or what's way more likely than that, because there are some equities that you can get exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum in, but it's much harder with XRP. What's really likely is that you have it on an exchange or cold storage or something like that. So you have it outside of a retirement account. You have it outside your home. Most people do not have a brokerage account. You go to someone even that's retired or very close to retirement, most of them do not have anything outside of forced savings accounts, like a 401k, maybe a Roth, that their financial advisor told them they had to open up, a pension, their house, maybe they have one rental property. But the majority of people have nothing outside of that. Now, why is that important? Well, it shows that you're probably doing more than just investing in your 401k in your house. Hopefully you're doing that too. There are cases to be made for houses or not, but hopefully you're doing that. But that shows that you are focusing on building wealth in more ways than most people. Most people, this is just like their emergency savings. Like they have a house and they might have $5,000 or $10,000, or they have an apartment and this is just money just in case, right? Maybe it's a little bit extra from their paycheck or something like that. Now compare that to someone that has 10,000 XRP. 10,000 XRP is worth over $20,000 today. That's more than the majority of people can invest, right? That it takes people a long time. Let's say you have the average household income of $70,000 and you can invest 10% of that a year. That's $7,000. That would take you 3 years to buy that amount of XRP. And that's if you stay focused. And that's on top of everything else you're doing. That's on top of the rising cost of inflation. So if you have 10,000 XRP, you're doing much better than 99% of people out there. And not just because it's worth $22,000. You're focused on investing. You're focused on building wealth. And hopefully you diversify too. There are various reasons for that. Even if you think XRP is going to go up 10x, 50x, 100x, you probably should diversify because there is a chance that you're wrong or something happens to XRP, right? Or, maybe it's an oversight. Maybe you store it somewhere that's not super safe, right? There are various reasons why you might want to be diversified too, even if you're extremely bullish on XRP, but it goes down 20, 30%. It'd be nice if you had something else to put into XRP, or you could sell something else and put it into XRP. You're also doing better than most people because most people will sell too. So if you have 10,000, hopefully you can hold on for the ride. Just like with Bitcoiners, if you had held at $1, you start buying, maybe you buy 5,000 Bitcoin at $1 and then you sell it at 10. Well, great. You made $45,000 in profit. But what's really great is if you can hold, right? If you can hold, maybe sell a bit over time. So you buy 5,000, maybe you sell 10% at $50. You sell another 10% at $300. You sell another 10% at $3,000. You sell another 10% at $30,000. And you keep on doing this. With 10,000 XRP, let's say we get a nice 5x on XRP throughout this bull run. Okay, well, you can take your initial out and you can still have a lot of tokens. So I think everyone that's watching this video will do fairly well because you're focused on investing. The key is to stay in it for the long term, to continue to buy good quality assets, to diversify a bit, and also to continue to learn. Now, if you want to trade crypto, this is riskier than just buying crypto, but you can get better returns. Check out the link underneath the video to Bydfi or to BLOFIN or to BTCC. Check out Telegram too if you want access to videos like this early or exclusive videos. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.